All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily. My name's Austin. In a matter of minutes, we have just seen Bitcoin crash, and Bitcoin crash hard. Bitcoin dumps over $7,000 to below a $43,000 Bitcoin as billions of dollars were liquidated in minutes. And the big question is why? Because look at this. This is Bitcoin on the hour chart. And does this look natural to you? No, this looks like complete unhealthy manipulation/suppression. And how do we know? Well, first off, if it was a natural sell-off, it would look more natural. It wouldn't be sudden, it wouldn't be violent. It would be a gentle loss of interest as we see the sellers start to outweigh the buyers. Nothing about this sell-off is natural. It is meant to scare, it is meant to incite fear, and I'll prove it to you. It's one thing to say manipulation, but I'll prove it to you. Because on this channel, the reason that you subscribe is we drop a video every single day demystifying this cryptocurrency market so you can make the most informed decision for you. I encourage you to join us on our road to 1 million, and let's jump in. Number one, it is no coincidence, in my opinion, that all this happened today. Meaning, over the last few weeks, we were seeing such healthy growth, such healthy accumulation of Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden, drop? Well, in my opinion, this is not a coincidence, and this happened on the exact same day that El Salvador officially recognized Bitcoin as legal tender, what many people around the country are calling Bitcoin Day. So we now know that what started as just a regular natural sell-off, which is par for the course, very normal in Bitcoin, that led to a very violent series of cascading longs that drove the Bitcoin price down over $7,000. Most of the liquidations reportedly took place on Bybit, and also the largest single liquidation order happened on Huobi, and it had a face value of over $43 million. Okay, to me, this is a little bit of a relief. To me. And I get it. I'm not saying days like this are easy. I would rather see the Bitcoin price continue to go up forever. But if there is a sell-off, it's nice to know that the fundamentals haven't changed. And that perspective is always something I like to share. No, a liquidation cascade does not invalidate macro on-chain supply dynamics. It got the leveraged apes off our backs for now. Fundamental investor activity still looks very strong. In fact, question for you. When is the best time to buy Bitcoin? Well, the best time to buy your first Bitcoin is obviously in a bear market. The second best time to buy Bitcoin, Willy Woo makes the joke of before a liquidity crash, but we all know, buy the dips, best time to buy is during the crashes of a bull market. But again, it's one thing to say it, but let me show you the data. There's a lot of channels out there that will just throw you the hopium. I always want to bring you the data, and we are seeing the buying. Coinbase's premium is now at approximately $200. That means there's some heavy buying there. That means there is so much demand to buy the dip, we saw a huge spike in the premium. And guess who else bought the dip? The country of El Salvador added 150 new coins to their treasury. It was just a few days ago they bought their first 200. They have continued to add. And now, although it appears the discount is ending, El Salvador now holds 550 Bitcoin. See, here's the thing. If this sell-off was purely due to a lack of interest or worsening fundamentals, we wouldn't see the smart money step up. But because this was due to manipulation, billions of dollars getting liquidated, it created a great buy the dip opportunity. And I do want to share with you the latest news involving altcoins, like Solana, like Polkadot, like others. But just know, despite what the price does on any given day, the fundamentals, the network is only growing larger. El Salvador's largest newspaper has just added the Bitcoin price to the homepage. And we can see that right here. Their most popular news site is now advertising, keeping you informed about Bitcoin. And why? In full display on the newspaper's homepage, a live Bitcoin price tracker is visible in the upper right-hand side of the screen. This price tracker will be a convenient tool for citizens now mandated to accept Bitcoin payments as part of their business. A small but positive sign. And next piece of news, this one's even bigger. The Republic of Panama is now doing the exact same thing. El Salvador is doing. The Republic of Panama has introduced a bill to regulate crypto. This is a major green flag. And while we know that El Salvador just legalized Bitcoin as legal tender for the country, Panama is saying that we want to make Bitcoin and Ethereum and cryptocurrency legal tender in our country. And why do they want to do this? Well, announcing the news on Twitter, Panamanian pro-crypto Congressman Gabriel Silva stressed that the new legal initiative has the potential to generate thousands of jobs, create new investment sources, as well as make the government more transparent. I love it. They saw El Salvador and they say, hey, we want that same opportunity. According to the draft bill document shared by Silva, the new legislation intends to recognize crypto assets like Bitcoin and others as an alternative global payment method for any civil or commercial operation not prohibited by the illegal system of the Republic of Panama. And in contrast to the government of El Salvador, which has required local businesses to only accept Bitcoin in exchange for goods or services alongside the US dollar, Panama's new crypto bill does not intend to force obligatory Bitcoin acceptance. Instead, the legislation calls to establish freedom to use cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum in Panama. Give me your thoughts on this down below, but adoption is growing on a nation-state level for Bitcoin and now for Ethereum. And next piece of news, let's talk about Solana. Because in a sea of red, Bitcoin's down, Ethereum's down, Cardano's down. Why is Solana holding steady? Well, check this out. You can now mint NFTs on crypto exchange FTX. And we know that exchange FTX as well as altcoin Solana have a lot of the same backers. And why this is significant is because while the majority of NFT trading volume happens on the OpenSea marketplace, crypto exchanges are starting to realize that they can directly offer a similar service to their millions of users. So once you buy your first piece of cryptocurrency, why go to OpenSea if you can just stay on the exchange you bought it from and mint NFTs? This means that FTX users can create their own artworks and mint them as NFTs on the exchange to be sold within its marketplace. This includes US users via FTX US. And we know that NFT minting is obviously bullish for Ethereum, but it's also bullish for Solana. Bankman-Fried, CEO of FTX, noted that all NFTs will be cross-chain across Ethereum and Solana blockchains. So we are going to have to see how this affects OpenSea, and then now how much of this NFT creation happens on FTX on the Ethereum and Solana blockchain. And I will say, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. There are fees. Buying and selling NFTs do not come cheap on FTX. They do charge 5% to the buyer as well as 5% to the seller, so a total of a 10% fee, which to me, this is outrageous. But what I will like to see, or what I would like to see is, as Coinbase, as in certain exchange, Kraken, as they all add these features, as OpenSea starts to get more competitive, now that they have more competition, the fees, I would hope, would go down. And next piece of news for Polkadot. The former director of Libra, Facebook's Libra, has now joined Polkadot. Bertrand Perez is joining the Web3 Foundation as Chief Operating Officer after resigning from the Facebook-linked Diem in July. So the same person which was COO for Libra is now becoming COO of Web3, the company behind Polkadot. Perez actually wore two hats at Diem, one as COO and the other as a managing director of the Libra Diem Association, which he set up from scratch. Prior to spending 2 years at Diem, he was a senior director at PayPal for close to 8 years. So I guess Polkadot wants to make sure they are staying regulatory compliant, whatever that means, by hiring a person that came from PayPal, which came from Libra/Diem, and now works for them. In a direct quote from Perez, "I got into blockchain back in 2014 while at PayPal, and of course, I wanted to stay in the space, and decided on the Web3 Foundation, which has incredible technology and a great future." So small but significant, in my opinion, green flag for Polkadot. And next piece of news, I was going to talk about Cardano. Cardano plunges as critics take aim at smart contract launch. But you know what? There'll always be critics. I do want to take this time to recommend you an interview I highly recommend you check this out. There's a link down below in the description. We had a great conversation with Elliot from the YouTube channel Elio Trades on the best play to earn cryptocurrency NFT games on his radar right now. Check it out, link down below. And that is the video. My name's Austin. See you tomorrow. And leave a comment. Leave a comment on the Bitcoin price, on an altcoin price. Leave a comment.